have an expert with me here, right here, life coach Ujunwa Hillary. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Now, you're an expert. People are always talking about goal setting, and whether we like it or not, people want to achieve particular goals, you know, or that's what we're supposed to do. But I would like to know how and why is it so important to first of all have those goals, set those goals, and how can you achieve them?
All right. I'm super excited to be here. And whenever I'm entering a new year, I'm always super excited. You know, every end marks the beginning of a new thing. Goal setting is very, very important. Very, very important because it's like having a roadmap that shows you where you're going to. Now, if you don't set goals, you are like somebody who wants to travel to Lagos, who doesn't know how to get to Lagos, what road leads to Lagos, but all the person wants is, I want to get to Lagos. And eventually the person carries back and then jump out of the street. And you know, when you don't have a direction of where you are going, every junction becomes attractive. So that is why it is very important to set your goals. Like in the case of going to Lagos, I made mention of, if you are going to Lagos, you should be able to know, why am I going to Lagos? What am I going to achieve there? Are these things very important to me? After you answer that question, the next will be how. And you can agree with me that as soon as you get your why, the how becomes very easy. Yes. Because if you know why you are going into Lagos, possibly to have better opportunity or to become a better public speaker or to whatever you want to learn, then how is the next? And that is where action plan comes in. So goal setting is very, very important because it gives you the roadmap, the clear picture. Once you have your goal set, you have clarity on what to do.
Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
As far back as I can remember, I've always heard, oh, what's your New Year resolution? In fact, my parents would line us up 1st of January and say, what's your New Year resolution? What's your New Year? And, you know, over the years, I noticed people being particular about it. But a lot of people are just on this bandwagon of, okay, what's your New Year resolution? Because that's what everybody expects of you. You know, so you see people saying it. But how can people really achieve this? What are the steps to make sure that you achieve them? Because there's a difference between saying this is what I want to achieve 2021 and achieving it.
You know, every living soul has this hunger for growth. But the unfortunate thing there is that growth comes with pain of discipline. And then there are two types of pains, the pain of discipline and pain of regret. So either you choose to go through the pain of discipline or the pain of regret will dawn on you. That one you don't have option. Yeah. So as soon as you fail to choose the one of discipline, it awaits you. So a lot of people are very happy to talk about their New Year resolution and all, but life is a process. And it takes action to get from point A to point B. So when people talk about New Year resolutions and all, they are at point A. And you know, the action they need to go from point A to point B, which is actualizing their goal, involves pain. So this pain is what a lot of people avoid. And along the way, when they start doing, some of them or some people write their dreams out, set their goals. But by the time they start feeling the pain of breakthrough, they give up. All right. So that is why a lot of people talk about New Year resolution. You know, that excitement, initial excitement is there. But along the line, you must take action. And life is a process. Just like pregnancy, there's no, if you are a woman and you are in a hurry to get baby, you must wait for 9 months. Definitely. And these 9 months between the day of conception and the day of delivery, there are processes. There is pain attached, different types of pains. So at that point, people may want to give up. That is why a lot of people talk about New Year resolution. I want to do this. And before January ending, a lot have already given up on their New Year resolution and go because of that pain of discipline, which very few can endure.
Wow, you talked about the pain and the discipline it takes. And I realized that a lot of times people start well, just as you said, whether it's the goal for your business, whether it's a goal, you know, as a family, and then you get halfway and realize that, oh my God, this is July or November, I didn't do those things. But I will ask you, how important is it for us to finish what we start? you know, how important is it and why should we? Because at the end of the day, you realize sometimes that it's 2 years and you have the same resolution and you're not there yet.
You see, every human being longs for results, but is the journey is the main thing, all right, not the results. So at the end of the day, if you achieve results, your level of confidence goes high, you are happy with yourself. But when people set goals, because they don't put in place that this thing is not easy or may not be easy, but it is achievable. And secondly, it's not just setting goals. There are things you need to put in place. Number one, before you even go ahead to set goal, you have to look back. You know, people say forward ever, but I say look back before you move forward, because if you don't know where you are, you wouldn't know where you are going to. You need to look back, evaluate your progress, and then you set goal. How do you do it? You have a written list of the things you want to achieve. When you put it down, the next, your goal should be smart. What do I mean? Your goal must be specific, it must be measurable, it must be attainable, it must be real. It has to be realistic, and there should be timeline attached to it. So once you get these things achieved, you see it written, then the next thing you have to do is, okay, out of all these goals I've written out, which one of them is the most important one? Which, assuming you have like 10 goals, and you say, okay, out of this top 10, which one is top 1, top 2? You can say, okay, let me achieve the top 1. So you take it bit by bit. Then your goal, when I mean it should be specific. For instance, I may say, okay, my goal this year, 2021, is to make money. I'm not specific enough. How much exactly do I want to make? All right? If I can have how much I want to make, that will now take me to, why do I even want to make this money? Then I will put down my why. So if my why is strong enough, my how will fall in place. Now, if I put down my why, I'll be able to say, okay, how? That is when the action plan comes in. Are there a set of skills I need to learn? Are there resources I need to possibly buy to go through? Do I need mentors? Trust me, if you check successful people, they have mentors, they have team. So if you want to be successful, you have to put these things in place. You should have a team of like minds. You should have a mentor. So this is where your action plan comes in. At the end of the day, you now say, okay, is it that I have to learn this skill first to help me achieve this my goal? So you see, growth is pain. At this point, this is where a lot of people give up. Wow. And then resort to prayers, and I receive it. Amen. Life is a process, and you have to work.
You're absolutely right.
Yes.
And just as you have said, smart goals are important. And you also mentioned a point of appraising where you are at the moment. But this is what I would ask. While on this journey, with these things in place, of course, you still have to carry out self-appraisals and ensure that you're on track. But what are still some of those things that you can still do if you find yourself lagging with all these things you have written down to spur you on this journey to ensure that you reach the finish line?
Yes, you see, when people set goals and put action plan, for instance, I want to make money this year and I want to make like 1 billion this year, and I've already put my strategies on how to make my 1 billion naira this year, right? Yes. And along the line, this strategy is not working for me. I won't give up. I will change strategy. Now, just like a driver who is set to go to Lagos, the driver will not give up and turn back to Abuja because he met a traffic in Lokoja, right? The next thing the driver will think, okay, which other route
can I take? Like
can I take to get to my destination? Okay. So people give up at that point. So when your strategy is not working, change your strategy.
You have to pivot somehow.
Yes, change your, if the plan B is not working, change to plan C. Don't give up, because by the time you keep changing your strategy, this same driver that changed route in Lokoja still has high tendency of changing another route when he meets problem. The end point is that he gets to Lagos.
That means we just have to be flexible, even though you have a particular route. But I would ask you, especially for people who are just starting, what would you suggest? Setting goals, like we always set it from beginning January to December. Should people actually set quarterly? Should they set monthly? Is there a particular, pattern that should work better?
Well, I will say you start small. Sometimes people set big goals that are not realistic. That's why I say your goal has to be smart. If you check, as human beings, we started small. We are born small and then we grow up.
Yes.
Right? You start small. Whatever goal you want, first of all, it should make sense to you. Does this make sense to me? If it makes sense to you and your why is very strong, you make it small. You start small.
So we can do like a month or...
You can even do
quarterly.
Weekly goal,
Wow.
Monthly goal, quarterly goal, then yearly goals. All right? So you must not just start big. No, the idea is to start small. Everything starts small. When you enter university, you started from year 1, year 2, year 3, and then final year. When you were giving birth, you were giving birth small. You weren't as big as you are today.
I'm sure I get this, because it's now dependent on each person, what works for you. You can do weekly, monthly, you can do quarterly as it works for you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank
I wish
you.
we could go on and on, because I love learning from people who know what they're doing. Guys, the program still continues. Of course, it's your weekend. And up next, we have a report. If you're a stage lover, you will love this. It's a stage play. It's He for She. Don't go anywhere.